Yobale, yobale ha, 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 yobale, yobale ha.
Hey guys, I'm Ace Greenwood, cultural specialist at the Chickasaw Cultural Center. This is Jared Bubba Walker, also a cultural specialist. Today we want to show you how to make a stickball, or toa, as the Chickasaw people call it. The game of capucha, or stickball, is one of the hottest sports within southeastern Native American tribes. Tournament style, which is based off the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, is growing in many communities. So what we have are three different types of balls here. This one right here is what we call the tournament style ball, because this is what we play within tournaments. It's also the one that is based off the Choctaw style of basket weave. Now, this is one of the reasons that we like paracord. We like to use paracord because you can make them several different colors. You can even mix colors. There's my Oklahoma City Thunder style of ball. Favorite sports team, whatever you want to do, however you want to make it, you got your combinations. This one right here, this one is something that we've called the Chickasaw style of ball. If you look at the sides here, you notice the basket weave. If you look here, there's this one ring and then it goes. This is made in a different style in which you will start at one end, work down to the other end. These are the supplies you're going to need for this project. First of all, you're going to need a core. Now, I use a foam golf ball. We've got tape. I like to use duct tape to get to my size. I also like to use athletic tape. This gives it a good grip because the paracord slides real easy over the duct tape. This is the paracord. Paracord, we found, is a lot easier to mess with. Most of the balls in the World Series will be made out of leather strips. We just like to use the paracord. Also, you're going to need something to weigh the ball down. Now, these aren't that heavy, so you want to get something to weigh it down. I like to use a 1/4 ounce egg weight. You're going to need something to, once we get to closer to the end of it, the paracord is going to tighten up because this is going to be a basket style weave and it's going to start to pull themselves together, the paracord together. You're going to need some kind of tool to pull it through. You're going to need some kind of lighter to seal up the ends of your paracord and a cutting tool of some sort. I talked about the paracord. This is a 550 paracord. This is the paracord that we prefer to use. It's nice and thick, it's wide, it's not going to take a whole lot to cover your ball. So the first thing we want to do is start out by taking our tool. I'm using a knife and I'm going to make an incision. I want to make it one way and then the other, just so it's easier for the weight to go down in there. Once I've got that, I want to take my weight, I want to put it down, push it inside. I'm just going to use my pliers to try to get that as close to the middle as I can. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take our tape. And like I said, I like to use duct tape. And what you want to do is take it in strips, about that wide. It's about a finger wide. Or even cut it in half, just like this. It's easier to control that way. And you just want to start making your way around the ball until you get it to the size that you want. And that about covers it. So now I've got my ball. It's wrapped up with the duct tape to the size that I want. I've covered it with the athletic tape. So now I've got my paracord. I've just opened a brand new bag and I'm going to try to find the end. Here we go. Now with the end, as you look at here, this has been burnt. And so what I want to do is I want to take the top off. I want to get that part and get ready to cut this. You want to cut that off. you find your distance and you cut it off. When you start trying to take this fiber out, because this is what we're about to do next, when you start trying to take that with that burn in, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to come out of there. So really, that's the first thing that you want to do. So now that I've got my paracord all cut up and ready to go, I need a size. So what I do is I'll go 1, put it over the heart, and 1/2. So that's 1.5 wingspans. And then Jared, how far do you go? You'll go 1, 2, and 3, and that's his perfect size. This is the size that he likes. So then I'm going to cut it. And then, as you see here, there's some fiber in there. We're not really going to need that, so we can go ahead and take that off. And this is the best way. Notice my first pull, this is all wrinkled up here and it stopped me. It's like a brake system that's put on there. So what I want to do is grab the bottom and just kind of lightly pull my hands so I can spread out this part here, the jacket, I guess is what we'll call it. And we'll pull it again, pinch it here, grab the wrinkle, let it pull out, pull it again, and that time it all came out. And then you see it's a little bit wrinkled here. You just take your thumb, index finger, and straighten that out. And this is the part that we're going to use. Again, we come back to our lighter now. It's a little windy out here, but what I like to do is, you see that it's fraying already. I've only pulled it out just not even a minute ago, and it's already fraying out. So in order to make sure it doesn't fray all the way out and you lose some size, what I want to do is I just want to take a lighter and burn some of that down. And this is a trick that I learned working with ribbon. Just seals it up, keeps it from fraying out. What I like to do is I like to take the 2 ends, and this is to help me find the middle. I'll put my finger in between them, pull it all the way, and there's my center. What we want to do is begin with wrapping the ball. So what I like to do is start out by putting the paracord right directly center of the ball. And because I'm going to wrap this, I'm going to scoot it over just a little bit, maybe about half the length of the paracord to my left. So now I've got the ball like this. I'm going to take the one that's away from me and I'm going to wrap it around and away from me, around and away from me 3 times. Then I'm going to take this last one here that's coming toward me and wrap it 1 more time. This makes 4. If you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been wrapped 4 times. Now with Jared, you look here, he's come up with another way, and he likes to tape his down, and that helps you to avoid using your fingers so much this way. And he can continue going on, and then at a certain point, he has found that it's easier, it'll hold on to that way. He's found that it's easier, that's when you can take it off. So now that we've got our 4, what we want to do is we want to cross this. And this is where it gets kind of hard, because we have to hold these strings, these pieces of paracord, and keep them tight. And so what we want to do is we want to take one of these, and you see this laying kind of flat. You want to pull your paracord so that it's kind of snug up against the ball, not so tight that it's just super flat, that it's flat. And the reason is because once you start doing that, it's going to pull the whole thing. And if you're not careful, you're going to get a ball that looks like a square, or you're going to get one that looks like an egg. So you want it nice and comfortable, a good snug, so that it's laying across the ball and it's not sliding. So you can see I'm moving it, pushing it with my finger, it's not sliding around. So we want to take one end here, and I always like to use the end that's going away from me. And this part really doesn't matter, it's just up to you. But these 3 right here, you're going to take it, and this first one here, we'll call this one the first one because we're using this one. So this first one, you can go over it or you can go under it. It doesn't matter, just as long as you change and go under or over the next one and then back under or over. So if you've seen any kind of basket weaving, this is kind of the style that it's done. So we're going to take that concept, and because it's the one next to it and this is the first move, I always like to go under. I always go under just because it holds it a lot better. I've gone under, as you can see, I've gone under here. So that means I want to go over this one, and then this next one I'm going to go back under it again. All while I'm holding these flat. So now that we've made that cross, what we're going to do is we're just going to keep on going. The same one that you went under, over, and under, we're going to keep going. We're going to go all the way across, and we're going to come to the other end, to the other side of the ball. And so since I went under this one right here, I want to go over this one right here. So my next one, doesn't matter if you go all the way across the ball, right next to you. If you go under one, you go over the next one. If you go over one, you go under the next one. And to get that knot up underneath that paracord, the paracord is real thin. It moves real easy. This is why I like it a lot better than leather. But there could be 1,000 people out there that like leather for a whole completely different reason. And it may be easier for them to hold on to and get like that. So like I said, you know, I would never tell them that they're wrong, because I know good and well that they're not. So just because I'm right doesn't make somebody else wrong. We can all be right. So again, I've come back around and I went under this particular string right here. Then you can see where I went over it. So obviously I'm going to go under it. And then you can see I went under this one with this one. So I'm going to go over it. So again, I went under here. I came around. I want to go over my next string. And there's a huge chance that by now your strings are loosening up and they're starting to fall off. All right, just pay attention to that and push it back. You're the one in control here. So push it back. Some people don't watch it. It starts to fall apart. First thing that they want to do, I can't do this. I'm going to start all over. Just push it back. Push it back. You stay in control, and you know it's okay. Right now you're not so far that you can't start over, and so if that's the better thing, but just keep going until you can kind of see what you're doing and figure it out, because that's where people get frustrated and they quit. They don't do this anymore. So you know, the real treasure is finding your patience and completing this project. So I made it to the other side. Since I went over the last one, I'm going under this one. And also you can see here the one next to it, I had gone over. So what this is doing is pulling this down, and so on the next one I'm going over it. So it's going to pull that down, and the one under it, they're going over it. And so it's going to be just locking each other down. And that's what's going to hold them together. Now I've got a lot of things to watch here. As you can see, they're starting to come apart. Not getting frustrated though, just pushing these back together. So again, over and under, over and under. Now we're going to the other side. We went over that one, so obviously we want to go under. Now that I've got a top and a bottom here, what I'm going to do is, instead of coming around again and going over, under, over and under, I'm still sticking with the over, under, but right here, I just went under that one. I'm going over this one, and then I'm turning and going under this one right here. And something you may have noticed is that when you've gotten to this point, the ball's kind of staying together and you don't have to hold it anymore. So now you get to rest your fingers. So if you're thinking, I'm never going to survive this because my fingers aren't going to make it, that part's done. You get to relax a little bit. So we're going to turn, and we're going to start going over and under. But we're going to go around this time. Instead of going around the whole ball, now we're going to start going around here, and we're going to start tightening this up. And again, this is going to start coming loose, so pay attention. You're the one in charge now. So I've turned, and now I'm going, taking my over and under, but I'm going this way around the ball. And again, look at the previous roll. You can see I went over here, so I know I'm going under on this next one. I went under, so I'm going over here. I went under here, so I'm going over here. So however you want to gauge how you're looking at the ball and determining whether you should go under, over, under, there's a multitude of ways here. So let's see where Jared is. Okay, so you see Jared has already made his turn, and so he's going around the ball right now. And so what I like to do is I will go around one full circle. Sometimes I'll go around two. I'll flip it over and come back to this side and tighten that back up. And that keeps it from falling apart so easy. So once you do that, then you're really locked in. And you can set it aside. You can come back next year and it'll still be in the same position. I like to take my ball and I'll go halfway, and then I'll flip it over and I'll stop, and then I'll bring my weaving back the other way and try to meet into the middle. Let's look how Jared's doing. Now you see he's still got his two ends out, and one of the cool things about this is that you can take those two ends, depending on how much paracord you had left. You can make you a little tie so that you can hang it from your rear view mirror. If it's long enough, you can make you a necklace of it. But what he likes to do is to find a place that he puts his tool in, then he pulls it through. One of the last things you want to do is you'll see some areas where they're kind of crumpled up. Just go through, straighten it with your nails. And then the final step that Jared likes to do, he likes to run his lighter all over the ball, make it shrink a little bit closer to the ball, make it a little tighter, make it a little harder. And there you go. Now we've got our balls here. One more step to do. You take your ball, you go outside, and you practice with it. Come on, Jared, let's go show them how we do it. We hope you enjoyed this video. and are on your way to enjoying the game of stickball with a tournament-style ball made by your own hands. Yoko K.